Light her up. Hey everyone, I apologize that we're late. We were back. I'm even embarrassed to tell you why. Maybe we shouldn't, but we were in the back talking with Chris, who came in, that bought all this stuff on Facebook, all these shirts, and she doesn't want them, so she's selling out of her bag, I guess, or giving away, I guess. So happy Monday. Happy great new month. It's November, and we got Teresa here. And I think it's kind of funny, Teresa, for the notes I put, it's a crayon day with Teresa.
Oh.
Because we're going to show crayons today, and that sounds kind of funny. But who didn't like crayons when they were kids?
Oh, I know.
Most crafty people love to color.
Yeah, the big box.
And
with the pencil sharpener in the back.
Yes, yes. So we are actually talking about Distress Crayons, which are a little different than Crayola crayons. And you can do a lot more with them. And Teresa's been using the new ones from Tim Holtz that have the shimmer in them.
Yep, a little bit of mica. Mm-hmm.
And we've got the 2 Christmas sets here if you're interested, or the holiday sets. Do you know which one's one and which one's 2?
Yes, that's one.
So this is one.
That's one.
And this is set number 2.
Oh.
And they go along with the sprays, holiday set 1 and set 2. And Teresa's got a whole smorgasbord set out here.
I used a lot of different stuff today, so.
And you know what, Teresa? I'm going to have a squirrel moment. You know how it's November 1st, and a lot of people, including me and Katie, if you're watching, I'm not caught up. Katie's ahead, but we're doing gratitude journals. Ooh. And a gratitude project would be where maybe each day you write down a little something that you're thankful for. And I'm showing these tags because today I was thinking about what would be a quick way to do that. And I think taking tags like this.
Oh, yeah.
And take one for each day in November and write the day or the date. And then write down a little something that you're thankful for. You could put a photo, a memory. You could decorate them with stickers or stamps. And then at the end of the month, put it all on a ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be
a good idea.
Wouldn't that be a good, easy way to do it?
I've done gratitude albums before. I should bring them in and show you. I have a couple of them.
Yeah, bring them in the next time you work. I think we'd all love to see them. If you agree, give us a thumbs up if you want Teresa to bring them in. So, and
I wasn't planning on doing one this year. I didn't know you guys were doing that.
Well,
so that's fun.
Well, Teresa, the funny story is that we were going to do them. I don't know if it was last year or the year before or 2 or 3 years ago.
And you decided you weren't grateful enough.
Well, I was very grateful. I'm always very grateful, but by the 7th, we kind of got behind, and so anyway,
you gave up. Yeah.
We gave up. But it's even a neat thing for your family to do.
Maybe with the pressure of the video and people watching you,
I know.
You will keep doing it.
Well, I know Katie's got day 1 done because she sent me a picture of it last night.
Wow.
So you could always do that, and like I said, you could write something or have
tag idea.
Maybe at dinner, everybody in your family could say something and you jot it down, and I think it'd be so meaningful to go back and look at that.
It is, and it's amazing when you do things every year like that, how things have changed from year to year, what you're grateful for, how your life has changed, how you think, oh, this is boring.
Right.
You know, to say you're grateful for what, I remember one year I was grateful for electricity because the electricity went out in our house one day.
Well, that's
and
a
you
good
don't
one.
think about it every day until you don't have it. So it is really fun to look back on those.
Well, and a lot of us, we just think about how bad things are, and we have to think about what's good right now. What am I happy about? So
that's a good idea.
Anyway, so that's a great thing. So we, this week, Teresa, we're setting up for our Celebrate Holiday event, which starts on Wednesday.
And I was just going to say one thing about the gratitude album. So if you don't know what you're going to do with it yet, just every day write something down.
Oh, good idea.
As you go. You know, get a little travel journal or just a notebook and just write something every day. And then you can go back and add photos and some of that stuff. So I've done that before.
That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're good. We have 2 squirrel questions.
Yes.
From Corrine, and she wants to know if the Posca pins are back in stock. And I thought they were.
I'm not sure.
We're going to find out.
No one's listening to us.
No one's paying any attention. Did you get that silent?
Yes, it's just like dead silent. What was the other question?
The other question is where to find the cardinals from Impression Obsession.
Oh.
Hey guys, we got a question we need help with.
They're back in stock.
Okay, Posca pins are back in stock. Oh, that's good. And then where's the Impression Obsession cardinal dies?
They're out of stock.
Okay, the Impression Obsession cardinals are out of stock. I'm sure Dawn's got them reordered and coming back in, but right now we don't have any. But the pens are back.
Yay.
And, you know, get one today because our supplier is out of them again. We got in a bunch, but our supplier's out again, so I don't know when we're going to be able to get them again. So, all right, I think that's all our squirrel moments. Everyone's saying good morning, and we're ready to go, Teresa.
Right. There's one left.
Oh, wait. Okay, sorry, wait. We have one cardinal die left. It's this one from Impression Obsession. So, Corrine... it's online, isn't it? Under
I assume so.
Diane's looking to see where it is, and then we will get that for you. You could call it also if you want to. Chris is going to stop her packing during the video and then start up again.
Oh, okay. So we're going to do the crayons today, and actually I have these. These are going the wrong way. There, that's better. Yes, these are the new mica crayons. And they're very exciting. If you haven't used crayons before, it would be a good time to try them because they have a little bit of shimmer to them compared to the regular ones. So unfortunately, we've sold out of the Halloween ones.
They're kind of a one and done. I think he's going to come out with different colors each season.
That's what he hopes to do. So if you have the Halloween ones, great. If you don't, sorry, but they're still the Christmas ones.
We still have these two left. Holiday set 1. And holiday set 2.
Yeah, so I did make some cards using the Halloween ones, but
some people have them already too.
Yeah,
so
and we'll focus on the techniques. But what I really like is that they fit in this tin, and you've seen this tin before. I've used it with the embossing glazes, fit in here really nicely.
It used to be called the crayon tin.
Oh.
And now it's called the Distress Storage tin because it does hold other things.
Yeah, it shows a picture on the back. So it's $8.99.
And if you like that, that's going to be under storage. Oh, Steve sent a message that says crayons with exclamation point.
Yes, Steve loves the crayons. So he should bring in something that he's done.
Yeah, or Steve, post pictures in the comments.
Yeah.
I know you might be busy working right now like a lot of people, but we'd love to see that if you post a picture in the comments.
So I have other crayons, but I just put my micas in here today to show you. So it holds a whole bunch of them. And I took mine out of the containers, grouping them together because I just want to use them.
Mix them up.
I wish they would stay in Roy-G Biv, but they don't. So
they don't. All right, real quick, Teresa, Corrine, here's the die that I think you're interested in. We have one left, and if you go to shopping and go to dies and then go to Impression Obsession, you could snag that cardinal die. So there you go, Corrine. Thanks for asking about it.
Okay. So I'll start with this card, and this one I used the Halloween 1 and 2. I wrote on the back which colors I used.
That's a good idea.
And so on this card, I used texture paste.
You did?
Yes. So I will show you the before on this card. So remember, I made cards with this, what's it called? Autumn Leaves etched die. And then there's a stencil that goes with it from Photoplay. Say it with stamps. And so I just used some. I used the.
Did you use the stencil or did you cut out with the
I
die?
used the stencil, and then I put my mica colors on. So I'll just show you how I did that.
Yeah,
I guess I'm moving right into
that.
demo.
That's
so
okay.
I'm going to use this green, and this is called Tree Lot, and this is from Christmas number 1. And so you can just put it right on your leaf, and you're just going to color, and you can use
There's a lot of finger coloring with crayons.
You can just use your finger just to blend it in, and because it's a crayon, because of the texture, I don't know what I was going to say.
Something really, really good.
You just blend it. Now you can use, sometimes I'll put a little water on my finger just to get it to blend. If you like it blended more, then you can do that a little bit. And see, then you can, if you want, you can get a little shadow going around it.
So they are water reactive.
Yes, they react to water. Or you can, then what I did is I used the other stencil. So there's the stencil that does the vein part. So I colored my leaf and then I stenciled it with the vein and then I used the die cut.
Did you use a crayon though for the vein, or was that ink?
That was ink.
Ink,
And you
okay.
always want to use a archival ink if you're going to stamp or stencil on top of the mica. And so I don't know if you can see.
Oh, yeah.
It might
Here,
be
let
a
me
little
pull it
bit
up here.
hard, but so when you tilt it in the light, you're going to see the shimmer that's in the mica. So you can see before with the texture paste that there was nothing. I mean, it's
That's
just
pretty
kind of
cool,
flat.
Teresa.
And, you know, we're out of regular texture paste right now, but Maggie had a wonderful tip that we have this Halloween set that we got in that has texture paste. And this texture paste, she says, is like butter.
It is. I got to see her use it, and it
Yeah.
was really creamy.
And it has a little bit of a gray tint to it. But if you're gonna use it over crayons anyhow, that's okay. And then the other one has a little bit of grit in it. So that might be nice,
Could you
even
use
for
that?
leaves or lots of different things.
Yeah, you
know.
could still use your crayon over the top of
Yeah.
that.
So we've still got these sets, and these are $7.99, and you get two different things. I think that would be a lot of
And
fun.
those are a one and done. So when they're
Yeah.
gone, they're gone. Now, Donna asked about the Christmas sprays. So here's holiday set number 1.
I'm going to show that too.
And there's a holiday set number 2 also.
Yeah, I didn't bring that over because I didn't use it.
That's okay.
The other thing that I did on the,
Thankful?
you can see the thankful,
Yeah, it's kind of
is that
shiny.
I put some collage medium on that. And then I used one of the crayons just over the top of it too. It was
over
it's
the
a
collage
brown.
medium?
It was a brown. And then I stamped it.
It's not focusing very well.
Yeah. It has a shimmer to it though. Sometimes
does,
it's
it
hard
does.
to see. Yeah.
Looks nice for that card.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun. So if you'd like to do, you know, using the matte medium with that, then it's a perfect surface that you can rub your crayons onto.
Teresa, could you add another color to that? And would they blend, or what would they do?
Yeah, it kind of.
So you could.
So when you put it down, it kind of sets. You know, you can kind of see it. I used a really dark color. You can make your own veins.
Oh, you
there,
could,
maybe.
yeah.
You could just leave it that way. I mean, you don't have to. I was rubbing it in, but you don't
could just
have
use
to.
it like that.
There's a little bit of a shine to it, or if you just wanted.
Just to blur it up.
Yeah.
Teresa,
Okay, I'm going to keep cleaning my finger as I go. Yes.
Keitha asks does it hurt to heat set it? Or is there a reason to heat set it?
You can heat set it. It's going to dry on its own, and it dries pretty quickly, but then it's going to be pretty permanent there.
Okay.
And Tim always says, unless it's water reactive, so just don't lick your thing. That's what he always says.
He
just
says
don't.
that?
Yeah, he says
Oh
just
my-
don't lick it.
Don't lick it, and you'll be
Don't
all right.
lick your cards.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So here's
We will
another
not-
one
Oh, that is beautiful.
that
oh
I
my
use
gosh.
the Halloween #1 set, but you could do this with anything. So this set had the orange, yellow, and the gray. You can see that I just smudged around the edge, and I just made my own background. I just laid the color down, and then I just took my finger and just blended it to make my background. And then I did use that wonderful stamp set, Tim's, what's it called?
Bold sayings.
Bold Sayings. I
Here.
love that set.
That looks really, really
Because
neat.
it's so nice to use on all kinds of cards. But hello, my friend. And you can see on the butterfly, I use the same colors on the butterfly. And again, I use the frosted crystal. And I showed you guys that last week. I can show it again if people want to see it.
Let me get up close, because the frosted crystal is an embossing powder that you heat
Right.
and set. And it looks like, it reminds me of those frosted windows, like in your shower.
Mm-hmm. So I
Yeah,
used
it's
it on
really,
a
really neat.
jar card last week, but it's a really nice texture to put the the crayons over because it's a little bit slick and it gets down into the cracks. So I did the same thing.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yep, I stamped my image and then I used the frosted crystal, and you do heat set that. And I just took a embossing dauber and I went over it, and then I poured my crystal, and I'll show you how that works. And then I just put the crayon on, and again I just rubbed it, and so it has that shine to it that I just love.
It was a wowzer when you pulled it out, Teresa.
Yeah.
It's getting lots of thumbs up.
And I did also use, I think this is a fun stamp set too, just for my backgrounds.
It's called Grunged.
The Grunged. So I used this, and I even stamped a little bit of my little half circle there. It's a fun set to...
And you did this corner just with a crayon?
Yep, I just put the crayon and then I just rubbed it. And I did use some of the, I don't know if I used watercolor or the heavier cardstock. It's
the heavy.
Yep, to do that. And then I just attached it to my card.
Very cool, very cool.
All right. Then
You've got a lot of cards today,
I
Teresa.
do. Then these two I used from the Halloween #2, and it had a green and a brown and a purple. And so on this one, I used that, again, I used that wreath stamp and die set that we have.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, Let's Fall in Love, it's called, for $19.99, which is nice because you get the stamp and then you get the dies. And it has a die that's thankful for you.
Oh, thankful for you.
Yeah. That's what I die cutter. You can do Let's Fall in Love. But I showed that last week on some things. And so I thought that would be fun. So in this one, what I did is I just stamped my image and then I just colored over it and again used my finger. And I just love that leaf. It's so shiny. You probably can't.
Yeah, let me get it up close. We got to show the shine.
Yeah.
The mica stuff doesn't always show up in the camera.
Yeah, but it's really pretty in person.
But it does have a shimmer to it.
Yeah. And then the background is just a 3D brick. We don't have the big one right now, but we do have the little one that you could use. And the bricks are a little bit smaller, but if you haven't used the 3D
deep
thing,
impression.
Yeah, it's just really nice. And then I just did the same thing. I just rubbed. I just went around the edges and.
Did you get it wet at all, Teresa?
Oh nope. I think I just used my finger on that. And you can put your crayon right on your finger, too, if you just want to add a little. Ooh, look at that. I like
she
that.
impressed herself.
I did. I like how that popped. Look at the texture that shows up down in the brick.
So what Teresa's showing, she's focusing on the new mica crayons, but really you could do the techniques that she's doing with any of the crayons. Here's two new set. These are the two new colors, distress colors. So they've got the two new sets, and I don't know if they have a number on them.
So this is number.
Oh, this is 11.
That's 11, and this is 12.
So those are the new ones, and then we have the new.
This is 12 and 13 of the big pack. Or no, 2 and 3. Sorry, I'm sorry. So 2 and 3.
So you got your neutrals, and you got your other kind of jewel tone colors. And they all work like this.
Yeah.
They don't have the shimmer, but they all work like what Teresa's showing us.
That's kind of fun, isn't it?
Well, and you could use that with any emboss.
I should use it on my finger more often. You need to use your fingers. You've got them. You've got your tools right there. So yeah, that turned out good. I like that. So that's that one. And then this one was also with the same Halloween #2.
Now that's really shiny.
Yeah, you can see the green there. So this was a die cut set that I think we have it.
Here's the
Maybe
shimmer.
we don't. Yeah, we do have this set. This is an older set.
That's one that you
that
love.
I really like it. Festive Loves. I like the tree, but I also like all the other little things that you get with
Festive what?
Festive Things.
Festive
Sorry.
things. Okay.
Did I say love?
I thought you said gloves, but maybe it was love.
Festive Things for $19.99. And so what I did is I just die cut the shapes, and then I used the crayons on them just with my finger. And even these I die cut it and I just kept them together, and then I just rubbed my finger over the die cut to get the color and the little bit of shine.
Is that how you did the charm with the crayon?
Yep. So then,
oh my gosh,
I'll show you that too.
Love that.
The crayon, I can show it now, I guess. So if you have a crayon, and sometimes if you use the white one, I use the white one a lot, but now that I have some yellows, I'll probably use those. And the crayons just have a little twist at the bottom. What you can do is just put your crayon over. I'm just doing it. This is just one of the regular crayons. And what I'm doing is getting the crayon down into, well, maybe it's not going to work on this one.
Might just depend.
Yeah. I haven't used these charms before. Well,
are you getting it down into the letters?
I'm trying to get it down into the letters. On Tim's, it'll go down into the, yeah, that didn't really, did it work?
Kind of is, yeah.
So what you can do is, like on Tim's charms, maybe they're a little bit deeper, is it goes down into the crevices. Let's see if I can get them.
So this way you can color your charms to match your project.
Oh yeah, that pink's working. I like that. Oh yeah.
Jan says she got the number 3 pack when she visited us in May, and she loves it. She uses, like you said, picket fence a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, Teresa, that turns
There.
out nice.
So it just adds a little bit of color. And like I said, you don't necessarily need to use the ones with mica. It just depends on what color you want your little charm to be. But I added, on this charm, I added the green tree, and then the Halloween one had purple. So I made it purple. Probably you would make it red, but I had my base as purple. So I'm like, oh, I'm just going to keep using the purple and go with that theme.
I like it.
Yeah, and then I used my Grinch stamp that I got last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago. Was it just last year we had these?
We've had them.
I can't remember.
We had them 2 years ago.
I did a Grinch Christmas card, so that's why I had that. But I thought it's because I'm green, isn't it? I thought that was fun with a Christmas tree.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
perfect. Teresa that could go with Frankenstein too.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That'd be a good
Beth
Halloween.
is asking, could you use the watercolor pen with the crayons? Like, could you watercolor with them?
Yes, you could.
So yes, you could watercolor with them.
Hey, Gloria, can you grab a watercolor pen, please? Thank you. From the store that I can use.
Gloria's going to get us one.
Yeah. So that's that card.
That's cute.
Yeah, and you could, there's greens in the Christmas. There's 2 greens, and then you could use a red or brown or whatever you want. All right.
Well, Donna, welcome back to Donna. Donna G. She was on vacation, I think, but she missed us, so she's back watching. So, Donna, it's Monday. That means Teresa's here. And Beth loves the yarn charm.
That's cute, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So this one is with Christmas number 1. So Christmas number 1 has these colors. That's not right.
No.
This one. Yes, it's called Peppermint Stick, Fun, Tree Lot, and Frosted Juniper.
Thanks, Gloria.
And so this one I use the Frosted Juniper just to make my background, and I just use my crayon just to color it. And you can see that there's lines, and if you want lines, that's okay. If you don't, you can always put a finger, or you could take your
baby
wipe, and it's going to take a little bit of a color off, but it can blend a little bit more. That baby wipe isn't very wet. Let's try the water brush. So you could, maybe it's not going to go very well because it's water. You could blend it a little bit if you want. I don't like this.
Sharon says that she uses it with baby wipes all the time in her Bible art journaling pages.
Oh, that's a good idea. And sometimes I'll just put water on my finger, and then just do it like that. Oh, there you go. You can see that, how it wicked onto the edge there. Mm-hmm. So with this one,
I'm going to pop this up because when it's laying flat under our lights, you don't see the vellum glass. I want everybody to see it. Oh,
So I used
that's what
this
you
set,
use. Sketch
the
greenery.
Sketch Greenery, and I just stamped a little bit in the corners, and then I used my Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Again, you want to stamp with your archival ink, and I think I stamped a couple times. I used the gray because I stamped up here in gray, and then this is where I used the spray that matched the number one sprays.
Now we
So I
have
just
the sprays,
sprayed
but
a little bit.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yep.
So if you
So
want
they
the
do-
sprays, order them sooner than later.
Yeah, so it's nice because they kind of coordinate with the
Crayons.
crayons. There we go.
She's getting them in the order
Yeah.
that they are on the package.
Yeah,
That is nice.
yeah. So it's fun. So I also did this. This is the red, and then that's on the green. And I just fussy cut around that, and then just used my crayon to color the berries and the. I just went over the twigs.
Looks like a delicious beverage, Teresa.
Mm-hmm. I thought it would be a merry little Christmas to have that little glass of wine.
Hey, Chris, would you
And I
mind
added a little
seeing
bit
if
of sewing.
the Tiny Text Christmas is back in stock, please?
Not-
Oh, Diane, okay.
we haven't got it in.
Okay, the Tiny Text Christmas is not back in stock yet, so
All
sorry
right.
about that, Lori.
Then we went to number 2.
Set number 2.
Set number 2,
Behind
Christmas.
door number 2.
And I know people are like, "Oh, that's not Christmas
it doesn't seem
colors."
Christmassy, but
But guess what? You don't have to use it for Christmas. You can use it for other things. So I started out.
it's great for winter.
Yeah, it's a great winter color. So this is just Christmas number 2. And I said, let it snow. And again, I did my background. Now you can see on my background on this one, I blended it together. So I think I just used a baby wipe and I just went over it just to get it a little bit of a blended look. And then on my sentiment and on the snowflakes, I used the frosted crystal again.
Oh, okay.
So you can see, like on the snowflakes in particular, that the crayon goes down into the cracks and kind of gets stuck there. So it gives you a little bit of a different look. But on the Let It Snow, I just left it plain crackle. I didn't put any blue on because I really wanted it to pop, but I want it to have a little bit of a shimmer, a little bit of a crackly look. This is probably my favorite. I
Let
really
me pull
liked
it up close, Teresa.
Okay.
And then can you tell us how you attach the vellum glass? People are asking about that. How you attach the
Oh,
vellum.
yes. So I put adhesive behind
Oh, behind where you colored
behind
it.
that. And I did put a little bit of matte medium on the bottom because
Because you can't really see
you
it.
can't really see it, but I just used my finger to just rub a little bit on there.
Oh, this looks really sparkly.
Yeah, I like that card.
It's really good.
So crayons are a fun way to do a background as well as just give a little bit of color to some
I see
items.
that tiny attacher in there too.
Yes,
Stapling
I love my
snowflakes.
tiny attacher. Because
Trees.
they're so small, it's like, oh, I don't want to use glue to put that
there's
on. I'll
fun.
just staple it on there. So yeah.
And can you review the stamp that you used on this card? Can you pull that out again? Okay, that is
Season's greetings. Or
Sketch-
greenery. Oh,
Sketch Greenery.
I'm just making
But
things
it
up
says
now.
Season's greeting.
Yes.
on it. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. It's Sketch Greenery, and it's kind of
Yeah.
nice because it's got the block words.
That's from last year,
And
and
I
I
like it.
really liked it.
And if you think about the technique that Teresa just showed us on this card, you could do it with a lot of stamps where she stamps right off the edge.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really neat technique, and it just makes it look like it's printed, really.
Yeah, that stamp has a lot of different greenery and some good sentiments. So, all right. So I wanted to show
Moving
that.
on to Easter.
Yes, moving on to Easter. That you can use these crayons. They're not just for Christmas. So I just stamped a plaid background for this, and this is an older Tim Holtz set too. It's an Easter one, and with the eggs, I think I have it here. So there's the egg. So I just stamped that with a light color, And then again, I put the frosted crystal because I wanted it to have a little crackle look. And then I use the crayons, and so you can see they're kind of crackly.
They look like they're cracked.
Yeah. I just wanted my eggs to have a little texture. And then I use the green on the bottom to make a little bit of grass.
Yeah, it's good to ground your images. That's a great way to do it with just a line of crayon.
Yeah. So you just have to, you know, they're Christmas colors or sets, I guess. Some people, and you can make Christmas with pink or blue. You know, we have paper all the time that has that. So you have to think outside the box sometimes when you're buying these and they say, oh, these are Christmas, you know, 1 and 2. Well, you can use them for other things.
You can use them for year round. And we do have that stamp set, Sketch Greenery, if you're interested. So we do have those in stock.
All right. So then the last thing I wanted to show you was I made this tag. And on this one, I actually used colors from Christmas and Halloween 1. So I think what I used from Halloween 1 was the green that we don't have. But I did use these two from Christmas 1, the red and the green. So I'm
what
just
is
going to
this,
show you.
Teresa? Is it a bunch of ephemera?
This is some
Are you
ephemera.
going to make one?
I'm
good.
Try,
I would.
We'll try and show you how this works.
Well, this really jumped out at me when I came and saw your stuff today. So I'm happy that we all get to see you make it.
It was really fun to make and just to put things down. So we don't necessarily have the stuff that I put on here.
You just did stuff from your stash.
But we do have, you know, this package of ephemera, which is kind of fun. It's just generic stuff. So it's just called Ephemera Pack.
Very, very cleverly named.
Yes, and it's $3.99. But I wanted to show the Halloween stuff that we had. So what's really nice about these is they're kind of, they're a little bit slicker. But I'm going to put them on with collage medium to give them a cover. So you could also use your crayons on like the baseboards. Like say you have this 3 and you wanted to make it more Halloween-y. You could put the orange around it and just use your finger.
That's a great idea.
You know. The other thing that they work really nice on is the paper dolls. And so we have the Halloween paper dolls right now.
Katie's been doing them. She told me she's been coloring them on paper dolls.
Yeah. And then there's the ephemera pack that we have that's Halloween. So there's probably non-Halloween things in there that you could use if you don't have any ephemera. But we do have the little ephemera pack.
And if you're wanting some of the Tim Holtz Halloween ideology, it's a one and done, and things that most places are sold out. We still have a really nice selection. But once it's gone, it's gone. So be sure if you missed out on the Halloween ideology, it came in really late, and let us know and we'll get it for you. So so you're using collage medium.
Yes. So this is a Christmas one. Diane had some ephemera in her stash. I'm like, do you have any Christmas? So you know, on this one, I just used this piece of Christmas ephemera. And then I had some of those old little cards.
I have lots of those flash cards.
People might have those in their stash. I know. I had to look through it to find one that I might not use on my own stuff. And I'm like, okay, probably not Newell. And then these all came just from the regular. The rest of them came from Ephemera Pack. I did have a piece of washi tape, do not open until Christmas, that I stuck on there. And I think this red stripe back here was washi tape too. So I forgot to bring it. Washi tape. And then another thing that I did that you can do, and I'll show you, is I lifted the color using a stencil. So there's a little Christmas tree. And then I just stamped, I also love this set. It's called Holiday Postmarks. And I use it all the time, not only at Christmas, but other times a year, because it's got this lovely postmark thing that I like. And I like that. I'd stamp that.
Yeah,
right up there in the corner, yeah. And then I did a little circle there, and down here, and the Christmas tree I stamped off the edge.
It's a good little filler. It's a great filler.
It is. I just really like it for my Christmas card. So again, that one's Holiday Postmarked, $29.99.
Okay, Jan has a question. Our first small batch of Christmas ideology has arrived, and we still have some in stock. Advantus, who makes the ideology, was waiting for a container to come in.
Ugh.
So they're hoping the container comes this week. It sounds just like Halloween, doesn't it, Teresa?
Oh, I just put that on upside down.
So they're hoping to get it this week and ship out orders. And we have a huge, huge order coming directly from Advantus. And we hope they'll be able to ship it and we'll get it next week. But we do have a little sprinkling of it right now. And you can go online and see what we have.
That looks like a 26.
We got it from a different distributor who had gotten theirs, but they didn't get everything. So,
okay. So, you know, I'm going to just start with my Christmas thing there.
So do you start kind of with your biggest thing, Teresa?
That's kind of what I did on mine. And oftentimes I will kind of lay things out to see how I might like it.
Oh, that looks good with it.
Yeah, and I'm just using my finger and collage medium. We have it in bottles like this, which has a little tip, which I really like. But we also have it in a big container, and this is the matte kind. And then there's a crackle kind too. I have both, but I really like to use this when I'm using my finger.
And the small one is $4.99 for 1 ounce, and then the jar is 3.8 ounces for $7.99. And collage medium dries really quick.
Yes, that's one of the things, you know, if you're gonna, that's why I oftentimes will plan ahead on what you're gonna do, because it does dry quick. So if you want to lift it up, forget about it. All right, I'm going to put one more piece on there, and then
Chris, would you look for something real quick for us?
tape.
Oh,
Yes?
sorry, Teresa. Sorry, I clicked something. My whole screen went away. But it's still there.
Are we still there? Okay.
Jan, we're
still
looking to see if we have the snowflakes.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Chris went and got some. So I'm not sure if these are the ones you're looking for, but we did get the adornment snowflakes. And they're really cool because they've got the gems on them now on each point. And they haven't been like that before. You get 10 and they're $7.99. So I'm not sure if that's the one you're looking for. It might be something that we haven't received yet. And collage medium is an adhesive.
Yes.
All right, Teresa. Back to Teresa. So
yes.
you've got all your pieces set. And you can
Got some
also
of
use
them.
collage medium to go over the top of your things if you want to.
Yep. So I'm just going to stamp.
So she's got the sketch greenery
Yep.
stamp that we all thought was pretty cool.
And I'm
And
just
using
going
a
to
little-
stamp
using
an
the
image
archival.
there. Archival ink, just to stamp my image.
Oh, Jan said that is the snowflake she wanted. So good.
You can just turn your image how I want it.
I think this is going to be really cool, Teresa.
All right, I'm not going to fill in all the spaces, but you guys are getting the idea of how to kind of do that. You just have to play. It's just kind of a fun.
It's it's
fun
creative
thing
fun.
to make a tag, or you can do it on a card too. All right, so then what I was going to show you is the crackle.
The frosted crystal.
Frosted crystal. And
When
what
are you
I'm
gonna
going to
put that
do,
on?
I'm just going to put it on this, I can't tell if it's coming out. Yeah, it is. So I'm using my dabber, and I just went right over that flour.
So she's putting it on the flour.
And I just dumped it on there, and I don't really care if it goes off the edge. And then I'm going to use my heat gun to heat it.
And she's heating it up first.
Yes, I'm warming my heat gun up. You always want to warm your heat gun up beforehand.
That way it won't blow your powder off if it's a little warm. Corrine, I'm so happy she got her order in, and she did get the cardinal dies. So that's our last one. So we're gonna have to get some more of those. Cardinals have a real special meaning, I know, to my family and a lot of your families, and we'll have to get more of those ordered.
I think I got it. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, so the thing with the frosted crystal is you don't want to overheat it, but can...
Here, if I
It's
get up
really
close,
hard.
you can
Okay.
see it. What happens if you overheat it, Teresa?
Then if you overheat it, the crackle goes away and it becomes smooth. And you don't want that.
So if you heat it the right amount, it'll be a little bumpy.
Yeah, and you can see it in person. It's just really hard
I
to
think
see it
right now
to do
we
it
can
on
see
camera.
it really good. Sorry
Yeah.
for blurring out everybody, but there it is. So it is really, it's a unique, very unique powder.
Yeah, and then you can just add a little, I mean, if I want to add a little more shine, I just put a little red. Maybe I'll put a little pink, because that's
Or
not
maybe
pink.
yellow, or whatever it is.
I grabbed the wrong one. It's just going to add a little bit more shine to it. Ooh, I don't want to mix my finger colors. Okay. So that adds a little bit of shine. I don't know if you can see it. And see here, I even went off the edge. See, you can go off the edge just to add a little bit more.
Kind of a shadow.
Yeah. And you can definitely do a shadow if you want to use, well, the gray is from the Halloween one, but if you wanted to add a little shadow, you can. And I like to get my finger a little bit wet when I do
Teresa,
that.
there's 200 people watching and no one has left. I'm amazed. I just want to tell everyone thank
that
you
kinda
for
turned gray.
sticking with us
My gray
today.
and
Oh
pink are
yeah, I
mixing
like
together.
that. I like it though.
Okay, so you can then just go right on your tag and add some green.
Yeah, people are giving a lot of hearts and thumbs up. I am very feeling really heartwarmed, I guess, today. That's a lot of people, Teresa. They're spending their Monday mornings with us.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh.
So then I'm just going to add a little bit of berries. See, and remember, you know, you don't have to color in the lines. The thing with this, oh, I like that. You're just using your finger to color a little bit. So that's one look. You know, I could use the frosted crystal on the berries.
Yeah, let's try that. So we're going
Just
frosted crystal now.
Just adding some embossing. And you know, you could stamp with Versamark is another option that you could use.
And we had a question about Versamark.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean for embossing?
for embossing,
Okay, all
right. You could use it with the frosted crystal as well if you wanted.
So if you have Versamark, that's another really good ink pad for heat embossing. And you could stamp with it. You could take this and wipe it over a die cut or press your die cut into it and then heat emboss your entire die cut. Well, Teresa, I think you've taken the mystery out of the crayons. A lot of people are commenting about they have wondered how they work. They're wondering what to do with them. Here's a suggestion, Teresa, from Cindy about using a Q-tip to rub it in.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be a good one, I think, especially on a small space. Oh, here she goes.
I'm just adding a little bit to the edge, and that's what I did. Where's my, oh, there's my tag, yeah.
That's what you did where at on the green here?
On the edge, yep.
So here she took the crayon and went along the edge of her ephemera.
And I just added a little bit of water. All right, so I was going to go back to this. I was just giving it a minute to dry. Yeah. So you can see it's going to work its way into the crackle. And you know what? I'm going to try some on my finger again. I really like that.
Yeah, you kind of like that. I think you
Ooh,
discovered that this morning.
I think I like it better on my finger. I feel like I have a little more control.
Well, you can control
maybe.
it better maybe, and it doesn't blob as much.
It's not as dark. It just depends on how dark you want it. You know, if you want a lot of dark, then you can go right on the paper. If you just want a little bit of color, you can use your finger. But for the berries, I want dark.
Now, I will say that Paula Cheney is a big crayon user. So
Yeah.
if you follow Paula Cheney, she works for Tim Holtz, and her blog is called One Lucky Day.
I'm getting mixed colors
And
on
she's
my
been here
fingers.
to Memory Bound. She's taught classes here years ago. She came and taught. Mary says she got worried when you added the line of green, but it turns out
No,
great.
it's fun. Yeah. Let's do some over here too. Just I have a big white space up there. I would
Well,
cover
you're
that
working
in,
towards-
but
you probably would put another ephemera.
yeah,
there or
I would
something,
add more
wouldn't you?
ephemera to balance it out. But I just wanted to show you guys kind of.
Well, I love it because I saw this and I went, wow, this morning. So now we're seeing the process that
And
Teresa
I'm
went
just going
through.
to put a little bit of water on my finger just to get it to blend out a little bit. All right, so what I wanted to show you with the stencil that Tim showed is you can take a stencil and you can lift the color. And I'm going to hope
Are those a little bit better?
you can take your finger or a wipe, and I'm just going to lift the color. I'm going to try anyhow.
Do we
I'm gonna
need
use
some new
the
baby
baby
wipes?
wipes are kind of dry, so I'm just using some water. So if you have a baby wipe or maybe a little bit wetter finger, or you can use a cloth. Yeah, my microfiber cloth is working a little better.
Oh, it turned out great.
And there, it took the color right off of there, so you can lift some of the color off. Wonder if this is. I'll try this on the red. Get a little bit of wet on my cloth.
Sharon says it looks like it's printed on the tag.
Uh-huh.
Normally a baby wipe works really slick because
Yeah.
we use those to kind of smear your crayon around. It would give
There.
it this look here.
That one showed up a little bit better because my baby wipe is too dry.
There we go.
But yeah, you can use, you have to be careful on the shapes that you're using to lift, because you want to make sure that it's big enough.
Oh, sure.
Words might
So
not
you can
work
tell
so
what
well,
it
but
is.
yeah, so you can tell what it is. It has to be a little bit bigger size, but so that's kind of fun. Ooh, the shimmer, I like
Teresa,
the
it
shimmer.
looks wonderful.
Yeah, except for my big, I'll just hold it here. Oh, and don't forget to add your velvet ribbon. I forgot to grab it again, but
Teresa has a problem.
yes.
It's the velvet ribbon.
I really like the velvet ribbon, but I also hoard it. So look, could I have a smaller piece on there?
I
don't
you
think
did
so.
well. I think you did really well. Oh gosh, Teresa,
So-
thank you so much.
Yeah.
So today was our crayon day.
The crayons and coloring.
And Teresa showed us lots of different techniques, and she used the new crayons from Tim Holtz with the mica, the holiday and Halloween sets 1 and 2, 1s and 2s. I don't know how you say that for sure. And but everything we learned you could use with any of the crayons, for sure. Oh, look,
Yeah.
at Teresa's still going. She'll be here till noon. And then she showed us lots of different product, including the crayons. And here's the holiday crayons, set 1 and set 2. And she did use the mica sprays also, and they come in 2 sets.
Yep.
And then we have all these other crayons, which it's so funny that they're crayons.
Oh,
Don't you
here's
think
the
it's kinda
velvet
funny?
ribbon.
Oh, you do have the velvet ribbon.
These two are perfect for Christmas, and then this one is just a nice basic one to have.
every
I
day.
use the black on Halloween, and
So you got the
white's pretty,
neutral
too.
and the cool and the warm.
And the warm. Yep, I've got all 3, of course.
And then remember, we have the Tim Holtz Halloween ideology that's out at a lot of places, but we've got it here at Memory Bound. And she used the Thankful stamp from Photoplay and Sketch Greenery. That was a good one. I think a lot of people are going to be asking for that, including myself. I like those words. They're a really good size, and I like the
Yeah,
font.
they're nice for cards.
And it's November 1st, so happy November 1st,
Yeah.
everybody. And we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and we'll see you then. Thank you, Teresa.
Bye.